What is going on, All Terrain Nation? We're having some technical difficulties, but hopefully you guys can hear me okay.
Obey traffic.
What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, you know the drill. It does not matter what you drive. This is your All Terrain Nation, and I'm your host, David Boyd. That's getting long-winded, but hopefully, can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? I'm doing this very remotely, so I'm curious if you guys can hear okay. Let me know. We are at the world-famous Buc-ee's, and somebody in the comments, let me know if you can hear me, because I'm doing this very crazy like. So all good on the audio. Good. What's up, Cigar Texan? What's up, Tim? Overland for Fun. C Scott bro. I can't say it. Anyways, I'm at the world famous Buc-ee's, and Kelly and my daughter are going to come out here in a few. They're getting me a brisket sandwich. I do love these sandwiches here, but I wanted to get in today. I wanted to talk about the Everglades a little bit and get some thoughts and opinions on that. Good, very clear. Glad to hear. I got the old lapel mic on. Somebody last time we did this in the truck was complaining that they couldn't. Obviously the whole soft top issue made it a little bit. Probably it's not loud in these things. I know my buddy Tim with Pickup Truck Plus SUVs Talk. They did a review on a 2-door hardtop. And the reporter claimed they were just loud as could be. And their mic, you could hear the mic was distorting and stuff. And I love Tim and them over there. But I actually have heard, though, that the hard tops seem a little louder than the soft tops. I don't know if you guys have rode in all of those. Let me know what you guys think. But if my family would show up, I had to start this on time because Facebook's, when these goes live on Facebook's, it's kind of a pain in the ass. They don't want you to be late or else they shut it down. And so you guys got to deal with me rambling for a minute. How is for one thing, till Kelly gets here, because Kelly's got the other phone so we can bring up the notes. How is everybody's Tuesday? What day is this? Thursday going, man. We're a little disappointed that we weren't able to go to the Chicago Auto Show this year because at the time, there was nothing going to really be debuted. And of course, now I know the Raptor was going to be there, and hopefully I've got a journalist friend that's supposed to get me some Raptor coverage for you guys. But hopefully that turns out well. But the Everglades was kind of up in the air whether they were going to actually show it there or not. And so we decided not to go do that because these trips are expensive. I probably spend at minimum $1,000 per trip to go cover these things, and right now YouTube is not covering those bills, so it's made it a little bit difficult to do some of these shows. But you guys have been awesome with the support, and we definitely got some fun stuff coming up. We got Tawa, our Texas Auto Riders event coming up. That'll be in Dallas, Texas. We'll be there sometime. I think it's in April. They haven't given the official date just yet on that, but Seeker Bronco. See, that's why I have to have my partner here, Kelly, to make sure that everything comes out properly the way it should be said. If you guys have not been to a Buc-ee's, these places are nuts. This is the third time for me to be at a Buc-ee's, and honestly, I don't know how many pumps. I would say they have. I can do a quick. What number is this one? This pump says 217 on it, and I can't imagine there's 200 here, but there's probably 70 pumps at this gas station. So, let's get into Everglades just a little bit. Got people looking at me. They're like, "Why is this guy talking at his phone like this?" But I'm curious what you guys thought. Have you seen the video just yet of the Everglades? Are you interested in the Everglades? I think you kind of know my opinion. I was kind of excited by it until I saw the Snorkel, and nothing against the Snorkel. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. I just think that it's It's usually with snorkels you want, dude. Thank you for becoming a member, sir. But usually snorkels you want the least amount of bends as possible in those things. You do not want airflow. You want as much airflow, clean air going into the intake as possible. And the way Ford seems to have it done is there's a bend. Obviously, they're dealing with the lights or the mirror caps on these things. And so the cool thing about the way they've done the mirror caps is it's attached to the body. And the bad thing about the way they've done the mirror caps on this is it's attached to the body. And if you look at the Snorkel, it's causing, there's an extra bend in that. Now, do I think ultimately that's going to be a big deal? No. But, snorkels are more about air efficiency. It's not about, I know they're going to call this, well, it can forge, what was it, like 36 inches of water, which we're going to get into why it can do that. And it has nothing to do with the snorkel, because if you need that snorkel for as high as it is, you got bigger problems. You've hydrolocked your motor. You've messed a lot of things up. But snorkels are clean air. So if you're in a group of trucks, everybody's stirring up dust, you're on these gravel roads or whatever, the cleanest air is the highest air you can get. And, well, you up higher, low, bad. And right now, the way the air intake is on the Bronco, it's right at the front. And these turbos need all the cool, clean air they can get. And it's just great for the engine. And, well, all these bends that I see in the Snorkel, I just don't feel like it's the efficient way they could do it. Overpriced Black Diamond. Well, they have 200 pumps. They may Cigar Texan. I'm looking around now. Sid, say hi.
Hola.
Sid has her Bucky's hat on. I have literally a Bucky's shirt on. I can't show you right now, but
you also have a Bucky's hat you got last night.
I did get a Bucky's hat last night. We seem to love this silly place. But back to Bronco. So the Snorkel, I get it. It's it looks it's no, Mom's done.
Oh dang.
Is what it is. I don't really like the way they've done the head. I'm sure Ford, in their wisdom, they know better than I do why they've made it the look and in the way they've done. I'm not a big fan of that right now, and I'm curious what you guys think on it. There's Kelly.
Hi. Nice.
Kelly be jumping in here just a second. She's we had orders when at a Bucky's. We had to bring sandwiches for the in-laws, so we're sandwiched up.
It'll be just a minute. I can see if I can get rid of this half bag.
But today was not brought to you by Monster, but it should have been.
I got no hunger.
Kelly trying to give away ice. Kelly's so frugal, like she can't just throw the half a bag of ice away that she didn't use. She's like car to car trying to find. Oh, she found somebody.
It's wasting water.
She found somebody. Kelly found somebody.
I did. They looked at me like I was crazy, but
well, the ice is ice. Ice, baby. All right, there's Miss Kelly.
Hey guys, sorry. Bucky's is never a quick stop. I mean, it is, but it's not.
Right.
It is, but it's
You can hear the dinging of the pedestrian warning and all that on this. Pretty cool. Let's see. You'll have to turn that back on too.
I figured.
We're high tech, guys. Like, even so, when you guys did the membership, everybody's been supporting us that way. We're doing mobile streaming. It's pretty trippy that we're able to do mobile streaming from kind of our studio setup. So thank you for that. Are you in there, Kelly?
I think so now.
All right. Let us know if you can hear Kelly. Okay. But Kelly, let's. I've tried to stall for 15 minutes or whatever.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
11, 12.
It's 12.
So, what is your initial thoughts on?
Jumping right in, aren't we?
Yep. Well, they're like, Dave, get to the point. But what are kind of your initial thoughts on the Everglades?
On the Everglades, I'm not a water girl, so the whole snorkel, like, I've had vehicles that it kills alternators, so I am very hesitant of taking it through deep water stuff. So it's not selling to me to say, hey, I have a higher this or hire that to take you through those things.
What was
To
it?
me, it's not.
36 inches?
36.4 inches is what it says it's got the clearance of. So,
Don't get into that just yet. Why? Oh, I just want your initial impressions.
well, that's it.
Oh,
That's what I got. It's what we've seen, guys. We've seen the teasers. It's not new. It's not anything new that we were expecting or, that we weren't expecting. So,
Audio's good. Good.
cool.
They all said hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Hey, honest.
I am sad that there isn't another color, though.
Yeah, so you're getting a special color. A special color. Now, Ford needs to take a look at what Jeep does. Jeep won't just offer one special color. They throw at it. But I've said this before. Jeep has a dedicated plant for that one vehicle.
Right.
Ford does not have a dedicated plant for the Bronco.
So they have to use what you got.
Yes, so you're limited. You can only have so many colors they can spray. You're really limited at what they can do. So that's, they're going to have at times. I'm sure they're running these in batches because of the limited color issues. But come on, guy.
Hey, light screen.
So you've got Raptor that's it's getting one for what was it? The orange, reddish orange. I forget what they call it.
Pepper.
No, they've got their own Ford Performance color they've got that. So these are going to be, they say in the advertisements limited edition anyways, which there's a good reason for that. But let's break down what do you get for motor options, Kelly?
2.3.
That's it.
10-speed automatic.
You're getting
That's all it says on the article.
You're getting, from what we can best tell right now, until Ford drops all of the specs on it. They have dropped some of it. You're getting very limited engine. And why would that be? Well, there's been a constraint on the 2.7. Like, everybody's wanted the 2.7 in the normal Bronco. So they're not let's put something in this vehicle that we know we have plenty of, right?
For sure. Yeah, as much as we sit here and people are concerned about the fact.
Your glasses.
Oh, over there. I got you.
Hope I didn't drop them somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I guess you can find them. Whether we know it or not, Ford kind of knows what predicament they're in. Having worked for corporate companies for a long time, I know that these marketing plans are not yesterday. They weren't built yesterday.
No.
Okay, so these were built for months and months and months and months and months. And when you spend that kind of money on it and get ready from a tooling perspective and all this other stuff, they can't just say, hey, you know what, we're going to put, they can, but it's not smart to put it off when you've made all that financially and, contribution into building it. So I think we need to give Ford a little bit of slack from that perspective, because I'll be honest, this probably was set up when they launched the initial.
Yeah, these aren't
new. Oh, let me figure out how to make it happen. Now, some of the ways that you can get this thing, I don't doubt that was modified to say, have we talked about that yet?
What?
The only people that can get it?
Nope. Go ahead.
Can I talk about it?
Sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys noticed it or not, or if you've seen it, but this is only open to current reservation holders.
Much like the Raptor.
So, like we've talked about on the live, who knows what that looks like in the true fashion of who actually ends up getting these vehicles. But I do think that was probably a modification from a marketing perspective. That was a modification, but the fact that this came through is not.
Yeah, and the 2.3, let's not act like it's a good engine.
Yeah.
It's 300 horsepower, which is, if you think about what the 4Runner guys and the Xterra guys and all, it's still way more horsepower than what they had to play.
Oh, for sure. But it's not the Raptor. It's not the 2.7.
Yeah, you're not getting a 3.0 or the 2.7 in it that we know of as of right now.
Yeah, as of right now.
But I think they're just trying to get, what can we build right now? What can we get out? So I think that's a good engine to, if we can get this out. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
We do have limited color issues. We do.
Yeah.
So the khaki, why would they do khaki? Well, they're going right after Overland. He said, don't turn it up to him. they're going right after the overland crowd with this, which is fine. You'll see them with maybe their 4 brand ambassadors floating around in these things, and which that in turn is kind of goofy to me, but and they'll kit them out. This makes the boxes, all the performance parts stuff that you can get, it's going to make that perfect.
Yep.
It's all going to feed into that. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again, and this one especially. This is for going after Toyota. Pure and simple. This is because Toyota's offered factory snorkels on the Tacomas. I don't think 4Runner ever got a factory snorkel. It may have. Somebody chime in if they did, but this is them going after that market where the Sasquatch Badlands, like what we're in, is going after the Rubicon the best they can. Obviously not a solid axle, but it's as close as they wanted to get to head-to-head combat for that. Well, now the Everglades is as close as they want to get to taking the 4Runner on. Obviously, independent front suspension, all that. I will say the ride in this thing has been great.
Yes.
This is our second big trip on this thing. We've put almost 400 miles on this thing since yesterday. We got a late start yesterday traveling down here. But zero complaints about the ride. We're on the 37 or 35-inch tires. I wouldn't have known it. There's nothing about riding in this thing that you would notice. So the Everglades is going to be like that.
For sure.
The snorkel head on the Everglades, they're trying to keep it quiet as possible. I never noticed the snorkels on our Xterras being loud.
No.
But I'm sure they are concerned. You've got, it's only going to get the hard top. From the best we know, there's a reason for that as well.
Yep.
Guys are complaining. One of in the chat was talking, and they've hit me up privately. They put light bars on these things on the top with the soft top.
Oh, you're hearing that whip?
And yeah, you're hearing this up here. Just
what did we do that we heard that? There was something we did.
I don't know.
I don't remember. It was the snow. Thank you, Cindy. That's it.
Where it was
the snow where we hear just. So yeah, for sure.
So, the snorkel, it looks like it looks. It looks like you can turn the head because when you do run a snorkel in the heavy snow and stuff or rain, you can turn the head so you're not getting a lot of water into that. They will eject the water best they can out. There's always little drip lines in the snorkels to do that with.
Sorry guys, we're road tripping, so trying to get a drink.
But overall, I like a more traditional snorkel look, but it's not bad. I've seen people go, well, hey, how's it going to be on the pillar? I don't think you're going to notice it on the pillar. The way I'm looking at the pillar now, and the way that the mirror is over there, I don't think you'll see it, Kelly. Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to drive one to see it.
Yeah.
Hey Ford, that's who we're talking to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't know. Outsidely looking at it, it's ghastly.
Yes, it's not, but you understand why, right? With
I get it.
The way the mirror is something.
No, I totally get it. I get the point. For one, they wanted to cut down on any extraneous sounds because to that point, we heard a little bit of whistle in our mirrors the other day.
Yep.
You're already battling all this other stuff. The last thing they want to do is put one more blockage. And who knows, that could be a safety thing that's safety concern that they have to answer to too. Yeah. So it's very possible that could be the case.
Yeah, but it's function over form, I think, for that.
Oh, for sure.
Because it has to work properly. Obviously, you can't starve these engines. It's like a cold air intake of sorts. So you can't starve these engines for air. So you can run a snorkel all the way to the back of this thing, and by the time the engine's starving for air, and you're not going to get the performance out of it. So now, Kelly, let's get into the square fenders. I'm real curious about the fenders for one of two things. We were promised a Heritage Edition, or there was a lot of talk of Heritage Edition. And of course, Heritage Edition was going to probably get those square fenders. I'm curious if is it the same round fender cutouts with just a square looking plastic? What do you think they did there?
Oh, that's a good question. I hadn't really thought about that. I would guess that it's probably just the same cutouts, just the shape is different. And the only reason I say that is because it's less modifications you have to make for going down the line. And I mean, modeling plastic and cutting metal are totally different things. So I think modeling plastic is an easier process.
Yeah, because you'd have to have stamps, new stamps for that. And the
so I would think that it is the same cutout, but a different shape fender.
Yeah, and if you guys could ever get into a plant, I know some plants do tours. Nissan here in Smyrna, Tennessee does tours. It's very fascinating to sorry, I was reading it. Yeah, I was trying to read that too. Very fascinating how car manufacturing is done. To see these stamps. I work for Nissan.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He said he doesn't think my mic is on.
Where's your pack?
It's right here.
Is it on?
It was on. Yeah,
I bet the battery one did.
No, it's on the screen.
Okay.
Oh, do you have me on here? Don't you have to turn no, it says channel 2, but we're about dead, aren't we?
Maybe that's just the broadcasting. So we're say something.
Check.
Yeah, I can see it doing its thing. All right, so let us know if we lose sound. I can unplug this and hook this.
Well, and we're up since we're traveling to pop through sketchy
cell areas,
so we might just kind of pop out that way.
But if you can get into a plant, go see how they're made. I was around the stamping and stuff. It's just incredible. These stamps are massive. Even though injection molding is expensive, it's still probably cheaper than it would be to have a separate stamp for these. Next up, Kelly, let's talk about why reservation holders and not everybody gets a shot at one of these.
So it's like my daughter handed me some fruit. That's the great thing about Buc-ee's too, is you can get fresh fruit. So to me, earlier is I think the marketing switch to say for existing reservation holders, and if you didn't notice, it's very tiny at the very bottom of the picture, the teaser last night. So I don't think they want people to necessarily know that until journalists start coming out and kind of announcing it.
What you want, to be just for dealership is what you're doing, and what that's going to do, they're going to be like, oh, you got to be a reservation holder. But guess what? I bet the money there's a glitch in the system where you can do a reservation and then change it a month later.
Oh, I'm sure.
Into that, and I think that's the same with Raptor. I think if I could put a normal Bronco reservation in right now, and glitch the matrix.
I don't know on that. Now,
I'm not saying we would get one.
Now, had you been able to, or had we put an order in before they sent out the interest email and not been an original reservation holder, I believe we would have had that opportunity to kind of put in on that. But I don't know. And you've been more right than I have when it comes to all this. But I don't know. I don't know. Thank you, Twain, for confirming sound is good.
Let's say Mike's.
It says something about sound and losing sound is super glitchy. For instance, can hear both of you. It just sounds like the lav mics are not the mic capturing the audio from the stream.
Maybe it's not. I don't know. It's so hopefully, but maybe not. Yeah, I think it was a good idea. Somebody privately messaged me today on Instagram and was asking about this. And Raptor is Raptor. There's a certain person that wants that. That's what they want. They want the most horsepower, most high performance vehicle they can get in this, and that's for them. They're still going to be super hard to get.
Oh, for sure.
Everglades should be a little more common than Raptor. I don't recall Ford proper saying that there was a 5,000 Raptors were going to be made, but I've heard 5,000 Raptors. Yes. With Everglades, I doubt there's a limit on it, honestly. I know they say limited availability, but they want to sell as many of these things as possible. And price-wise, if you look at it, it's what, $54,000 starting out?
Yeah.
Or it's just $54,000. I think it's just one package. That's it. You're getting the mid package with it.
So it's $53,000 plus the $14.95 destination.
Yes.
So
but you're best I can tell, you're only getting the mid package with it. It's like basically this Badlands right here in a 4-cylinder.
Yeah.
In a hard top, obviously.
With the supposed higher diff, which from what I saw in the picture, it just looks like a diff breather.
Yeah. So into that, they're like, oh, you can forge more water with this. So what they've done to do that, the axles are the same. Everything's still the same about this vehicle. The same Sasquatch 35-inch tires, but they're moving the diff breathers up a little bit. So when you're forging water, there's on your transmission, on your front diff and rear diff, there's little fins. And it's
We did it to our Xeris.
it's because there's pressure in those diffs that need to be released. Well, to have an opening there would allow water to seep in. So what they've done, they've moved the lines higher into the body so that they can forge supposedly more water. It's something that you're going to want to do anyway. So there are going to be kids come out for this. There's going to be kids come out. There's going to be. It happened with some. I think it's the Toyota guys, and I know Nissan guys the same way, where you can make little filters for these things, so you're breathing.
Well, go ahead, sorry.
Your diff is getting the cleanest air and allowing to burp itself out.
Yeah.
And
G. Milliker says, I think I will design a snorkel delete.
but are you interested in that package though? Because other than that, what are you getting?
So I don't really see that you're getting the Warren winch, you're getting a 10,000 pound.
Which you can do now.
Which you can get now, so it's not like it has a 100-foot synthetic line. You're getting rock rails.
Which you get
Same
now.
steel bash plates found on the Black Diamond and Badlands.
Which are not standard on those models now.
Says a unique carbonized gray grille with black Bronco lettering. So your Bronco's blacked out on the front. And then 17-inch carbonized gray painted alloy wheels, 35-inch Goodyear.
Same tires on this thing.
Which I do have to say the wheels do look more aggressive. So
I don't like them. They're somewhat of a throwback looking wheel.
Yeah.
But I guess I like the what we have so much. You know, we've talked about.
I do like ours.
I don't really want to change these out, or have no reason to right now to want to change these out.
But I think if you're looking for a more aggressive, closer to Steely's,
Yes.
it's kind of where this is going to look to me.
Right. And it is. They need wheels are an easy thing to change the look of the vehicle. So there's definitely that.
It also has a roof rack with crossbars too.
A what?
Roof rack with crossbars.
Yeah. So, which seemed to be like a nightmare to get, anyways. That's one thing I'm not a fan of. Is I like how they've implemented it. I just don't like the look of their roof rack system. But it's not for me. Obviously, they didn't. There's not everything about this vehicle was like, hey Dave, what would you like? Let's see, Kelly. What else we got with this thing?
So let's talk about your favorite part of this thing, the graphics.
Yes, the graphics on this thing. I'm curious what you guys think about those graphics, because I thought for sure the Snorkel was going to be stamped with Everglades on the side. They have room to do it. That would have been a nice subtle touch, and they could have done the little triangle badging like they like to do on these things. But no, they gave us this big. What are those? The football. Big football art, vinyl art you can get for your kids' walls and stuff. You just
I can't remember what it's called. Do you remember what they're called? The name of that brand that it is that you can. Sorry, you had a call. I don't know if it's the same before or whether he just keeps calling.
No, I think he keeps going. So that graphic just looks like it's just too freaking big, man. And why Ford? I know they're proud of the Sasquatch package, as they should be, but I don't need Sasquatch on every damn thing about it, and the way they've implemented Sasquatch on the sticker is interesting. I like it's probably the best version that I've seen of them implementing the little logo. But that graphic is half of the Fender, man.
It is, but in their defense, the whole reason it's that big is to cover the topography. It's a topography of the Everglades where it was named after. So that's part of the whole reason it's that massive. But for me, I could care less.
Yes. There's nothing about that that makes me go, oh boy, because that's gonna get peeled off.
Yeah.
Is what it is on that. I think it would have been better to do a graphic like on the hood, somewhere the little bump out on the hood, something there, and that's it. We don't. I think marketing gets a hold of these sometimes. It's like, oh, we got to really splash these things, and I think Jeep does the best with the graphics on their vehicles, man. They have the interesting hood that you can put what model it is on the hood. You have the individual names on the hood, and that's basically all they do. Ford is struggling a little bit with how do we make that look better, or how do we kind of compete with them and make it look interesting. But overall, I like the graphic the typeset they use for Everglades. That's not bad. But I don't know. There's a lot of cool things about this vehicle, Kelly, but there's also a lot of things that I'm like, I don't know.
Well, to me, it's not much different than a Badlands. I mean, because you were getting marine grade vinyl standard is what it says. So this vehicle, this Everglades special edition, limited edition, has marine grade vinyl seats, washout floors. Guess what my Badlands has? My Badlands has MGV and the washout floor.
Right. Well,
So,
you do get special colors on it. You're getting
you get this. What do they call it? New urban green accents.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if new is supposed to be part of that color, or whether it's just urban green based on the article, the media article. But provide a subtle touch on the grab handles, air register vents, and seat stitching. You know what that means? All those Badlands folks that have the orange interior, guess what? That's going to be green now. That's what you're getting on the Everglades.
Yeah, for the Everglades. Yeah, I have a feeling maybe they do something in the seat.
No, that's what it says.
Oh, in the seat. No, but maybe they do instead of the Bronco
I don't know.
standing.
They haven't talked about that. They didn't say anything about that.
Jeep's real big with that, of getting Rubicon in the seats.
Oh, for sure. But you've got to think about this too. This is only a $53,000 truck.
Yes.
So I mean, we're not talking Rubicon comparative money.
Sure.
So I don't know if they step it up that much. See if I can see anything in the pictures.
And thank you guys for hanging along. I know this is not the most convenient way to do this, but I did want to talk about it because it's debuting at Chicago Auto Show, which we're sad that we didn't get to go to. But
he's been kicking himself all morning.
Yes, we should have been there, but just our schedule is getting so packed with travel, and
we still have day jobs.
Yes. So.
Which I think is a day job person trying to call you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a day job person trying to call me. So, anyways, that's anything else special about it? The 10,000-pound winch, I know.
Yeah, I was trying to see if there was any media.
A special color, and does it say how many? Does it come in all standard colors plus the special color?
No, it does not. Good call. Let me see. So it says Everglades exclusive low volume. So you know what low volume means. Truly limited edition. Desert sand plus eruption green, area 51, shadow black, and cactus gray. So you can't get all of your colors in that. So it looks like they're going with the top colors essentially.
Do you pick the green just because of its Everglades? You think, oh, that's a green color.
Either desert sand or eruption green would be one of the two that I would choose because it's Everglades, because edition. You know,
the desert sand, man, is so popular right now, and I almost think that when you go to put your deposit down on this vehicle, does Ford make you, if your beard is not long enough, Like you don't get a chance to get it if your overland beard is not long enough.
Did you trying to add humor to it?
I'm just kidding. I couldn't go beard to save my life.
No, he can't. So I think that actually talks about like all the details on it. Talked about the winch. And we talked about the 36.4 height.
Yeah.
Now.
Which I think what is 34 something 4 now or something like that, which is still really good.
Yeah, I mean that's really it. I mean that's what you're getting in the Everglades.
So in the comments, guys, let us know what you think. Are you excited by this? I mean, it is fun that Florida's bringing. I know everybody's pissed off that you can't get your normal Bronco. I get that. I totally understand it. Or if you can pop them up over there like we normally can. But Florida, you know, they have to market as many of these things as possible. So we got Popo beside us. So they have to market as many different ways as possible. Jeeps already has them. Can you hear us now? Let us know. Here, get out of that. I can't. There we go. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, let us know if that works.
I don't know if we're going through the Bluetooth mic or what we're doing. So
G. Willikers says this is the episode that goes viral.
probably
Yep, they can hear us now.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
doing the best we can. Sorry, guys.
Oh, somebody said Dave is Kelly like how much he hates live streams or something. I don't know. That's
I love doing talking to you guys.
yeah, but it's not a call. We think it's this. Thank you, though. Because the Bronco's acting like there's a call on it is what it's doing.
Yeah.
I'm never Alon says they're doing too much too fast. Can't even get the original Broncos out the door. Too fast. Bronco Sport, Bronco Raptor, Bronco Everglades, all in a 2-year period.
Well, but the problem is with that, I know ideally they would have they wanted to get 60,000 Broncos out by December. They got about 38,000, so they were 20-some thousand short. And it's not completely their fault. I mean, I'm the first to let people know that, hey, they messed up. But, you know, you got to think about these things. So this thing was scheduled to launch when it was scheduled to launch. They obviously they didn't plan for the pandemic to happen. And so things are in motion. You know, by the time, things were in motion by probably fall of 19, things were in motion that they had to start rolling these things out. There's purchasing with
Andy says you suck. Thank you for the super chat, Andy.
but there's purchasing with parts and everything, so it was ready to go. They are doing the best they can, even with Raptor. Those things were in motion. They didn't last December. Well, not last December. December of 20, when they started teasing Raptor, they didn't just come out with Raptor then. That thing had been built. They've been testing it for quite a while. It was in motion.
We know because we've seen the teasers. Yeah. Like it's been there.
That's my point. It was in motion. We've seen teasers. If you guys remember, they've been teasing this Everglades for a long time. The only thing you didn't see was the Snorkel. You go back to, I want to say it was October maybe of last year. I did a video on showing these wheels that are on it on a Bronco, showing some special things that was about that was on it.
The square fenders.
Yes, they teased that. I mean, they not purposely, but it was getting out. So they're, marketing, like, unfortunately, they're given a job. Start promoting this thing. And they can't say, well, we're not ready.
Yep.
It is what it is. So I know I'm not trying to make excuses for Ford, because I will be you guys know, we would be the first to let people know that they've messed up. But anyways, what's up?
Devin says, I'll pay the ticket if you can get pulled over. We don't want that on our driving record is the thing. Because when we do actually speed on accidents, they tend to like us that we don't have anything on our driving record.
Yeah, some states frown on videoing.
Yes.
I know Tennessee, technically you're not supposed to have a camera on in the car.
You just admitted it.
I know it. It's not a...
Yeah, but you weren't supposed to know it. Yeah, like Bronco 78 says, it was in motion before they even released the standard Bronco.
Yeah. So, I mean...
YouTube Car Spotter's Guide, we're currently in Georgia.
We are. Where exactly are we at in Georgia?
Like Cindy says, Georgia.
We're in beach country now because we're in southern Georgia.
Yeah, I don't know where we are.
Don't miss anything up there.
I'm not going to miss anything.
Cordell.
It says we're in the Bahamas.
We're in the Bahamas? Shit.
Wait, what?
Don't remember that boat ride.
I zoomed out too long. Too far. Too far.
There's signs all around you.
Yeah, but those are like where you're getting to. It's not actually where you are.
Come travel with us, guys. It's a lot of fun.
Bahamas.
Wow.
Bahamas.
Cordell, Abbeville, I don't know, something like that.
Next to Big Tex trailers.
Yes.
If you know where Big Tex trailers are.
Exit 101 on 75.
All right, so limited availability on this thing. Once again, as soon as I would start tomorrow, probably, if you're interested in one of these things. reaching out to your dealer and talk to the general sales manager. Don't go through a salesperson if you can help it, because they don't. Salespeople, guys, I know that people get aggravated with them. Salespeople know what the vehicle in front of them, and that's about all they know. That's all they're trained to know. So you'll find, like Johnny's Car Care, you'll find guys like that who just dig into these things and want to know. But relatively, it's a job for those guys. They don't really give a shit.
For sure.
General managers are giving emails out way ahead of time on this stuff, and sometimes you can get real friendly with one. You can get information before us and the press get it. So, what you got there, Kelly?
So Omnipotent Lawn says, not their fault. Not their fault completely, but at some point they have to say, let's pause this edition because now we're just over-promising without having production able to keep up, and they'll all talk, no action. Yeah, I agree with that, but like I said, I do think it's very smart strategically for them to say, Amazon truck. Sorry, we count Amazon trucks. That's true. So, yes, at the point to say, hey, let's pause, but think about the people that are manufacturing the vehicles right now are not the same people that are figuring out the other special editions right now, the development, the everything else. Honestly, this is job security for those people in the time that we're sitting in right now.
Well, you have a whole engineering department that's given a task.
Right, that's my point.
And you're given a task of, we need so many models out of this. Remember, this is built on the new generation Ranger frame, which will be coming out soon. But they need as many options on that framing as they can to pay for that framing. I've said this once, and I'll say it a million times. It's $1 billion to develop one vehicle. $1 billion. How many Broncos do they need to sell to start recouping that?
Right.
Well,
especially the chip shortage and everything else.
Well, yeah, and that's another hurdle. Okay, so now you want, look at Jeep. Jeep, the Wrangler is what keeps that company afloat. They sell 200,000 plus a year. That's why the Gladiator came out. They wanted to add a little more sales to that, but yet they kept it pretty close to being a normal Wrangler. So that's why there's all this rumors about them trying to get a truck out of this. They want something for everybody to pay for the vehicle. We all know too that we're lucky to get gas vehicles, it seems like, anymore. Yes. So that's the next hurdle is, there is an EV coming, or there is a hybrid coming of this. And I think it'll still get probably the 2.3 with an additional
component.
Yeah, and I want to say it's probably going to be where it's in the transmission, where it's just more for performance than it is maybe mileage. I could be off of that. Man, cops are everywhere. You might get your wish.
Yeah, Georgia's a hands-free state, so thankfully it's a hands-free state. So as long as I'm touching the phone and he isn't touching the phone, then we should be good.
Well, that you'd see like this, like stream like
well,
this.
There's that too. But yeah, but just to kind of wrap up my comment on that is that I think it's smart strategically for them to say, hey, this is for reservation holders because it appeases the masses from that perspective. Do I think that it's only going to go to reservation holders? Absolutely not. I think there's some dealerships that are sitting there with some reservations that are their own reservations.
Well,
that they're gonna flip.
I imagine they want some demos of these out.
Oh, sure.
Because, and they'll put the same restrictions. They have to keep them for 6 months or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But this would be a fun thing for dealers to have in the showroom. And think about this. Ford you got to remember, Ford doesn't know off-road. Well, they know Raptor off-road, but they don't know the Jeep version of off-road. So some of these dealerships need this stuff sitting in their showroom floors. So it helps salespeople who I just talked about earlier not really know what's so special about these things. And I can see an Everglades or two sitting in showroom floors.
Anna says Fort Sharonville plant is giving everyone Monday off for the big game on Sunday.
Nice.
So everybody can live it up.
There's a Bengals game?
Maybe. Don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
Can't imagine why we're driving all day on Saturday to go home.
Yeah, so
Hey, there's some more prisoners, Sydney.
oh, state prisoners.
Our kid was all excited about
We
the
saw
prisoners.
a prisoner bus.
Yeah. J.R. Collins says, or maybe it's Junior, says, what is this midday stream? Guess I'll have to put it on the TV at work.
Take that.
Bring it. Yeah, we're traveling and Everglades dropped. We weren't expecting it to drop, so
Well, we knew
had
it
to
would
jump in.
I was pretty sure it would be in Chicago, but they dropped that video this morning.
Yeah.
Somebody accidentally released a bunch of pictures yesterday they weren't supposed to. And so, I shared some of those. Wasn't my problem. But
No, I'm saying leading into this, we didn't expect.
some pictures got out yesterday that were not supposed to get out. So, I know that in best interest, people want to get the news out, but you're not going to see us break embargoes on that stuff ever.
If we are embargoed, we will not break embargo.
Yes.
But if somebody else breaks embargo first and we see it, we will cover it. So just so you know, but we will not be the first to break embargo.
And our new member, that's number 30.
Nice.
That was
Thank you so much.
I meant to say that put us at 30 members.
And that was Seasker Bronco.
Yes.
So thank you. Welcome.
No, what was it?
That was Seasker Bronco.
He told me what it meant.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Bronco 78 says yes, most dealers are starting to sell off their current demo models, so they need new demos for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
I am surprised though it didn't get a soft top. Maybe it's like I was saying because of the maybe there is some wind issues with the Snorkel.
Did you see Andy said you suck, Dave?
Why do I suck, Andy? What did I do?
Just be Yes, and the dealers owners took a lot of those demos home.
Yes, ours did.
Ours did.
And like,
It wasn't the dealer, it was the wife. The wife showed up and took it home as soon as it showed up at the dealership. So it didn't even get to demo.
which is not always the sign of a great.
Yeah, that's not what you want. You don't want your. The whole point of a demo is to demo and have it for your customers that are wanting to buy it, and to put it out there and encourage more customers to buy them. But at the end of the day, the dealership is a business, and they run their business how they want to run their business. So maybe it's strategic in their world. Who knows? But anything else, guys, that you have? This was mainly Everglade talk today.
Yep. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to? While we're here, might as well discuss it. We got 40 people in stream right now, which is.
And we can't see how many likes. So if you haven't liked, please like.
Yes.
And feel free to share if you want to share the content too.
Yes. So Ford is getting into dealers' asses. Like, they are actually getting in now. It came out this past week that they've had enough of these crazy markups. It's acceptable for the first few months. All manufacturers accept. It's acceptable for them to go, okay, it's hot. Let the dealers kind of do what they need to do. It's now where they started producing them last May. Full-time production started in June. We're getting close to the year of stop, basically. But there's I can't think of their name at the moment. I've been messaging with where their dealership flat out told them they were not getting the Bronco they reserved. Flat out said, hey. And so the guy got a hold of Ford, and I think got high enough into Ford now that Ford said you will get that Bronco. But it's been pretty well documented. A lot of these dealerships were just like, they would rather ours. I think our dealership, even though they ended up treating us nicely, I think because of having a show, but ours would have rather just sat in the showroom floor.
Oh, for sure.
And
because they never took that post down that truck is available. Mm-hmm. Our truck is still sitting on, or their pictures are still sitting on their Facebook group and shared all over Middle Tennessee. G. Willikers asks, is there a way to do a 1-year subscription versus a month-over-month? I'm still looking into that. I promise you I will get an answer for you as soon as possible. I'm just not sure because it's built through YouTube.
Yes.
So I have to figure out if there's a way. But I will. it is on my to-do list to get free. The answer for you. I do.
And honestly, I don't think they will because they want people to.
Patreon have the ability to do that?
No, I don't think so. A lot of it is because these are subscription based. It's going to auto hopefully you want it to do that, but it's going to auto re-up every month. And I think that if you did it once a year, it might be a little shocking to somebody that forgot about it, maybe. So.
No, but I see that point because some subscriptions will allow you to. Some subscription companies will allow you to buy it just a year in advance versus. But I promise you, I'll look into that for you. Overlanding for Fun says you don't want a soft top Everglades. You never know when a python is going to fall out of a tree.
Or a gator.
It's true. J.R. Collins says, how do you feel about the badging? Also, this is J.R. You two letters. Thank you, J.R. Okay, cool.
We hinted on that a little bit ago. I'm not a big fan of that big sticker on the side of it. I think you're going to see most people pull it off. Honestly, people, it's just big and obnoxious. I'm telling you, if they would have even just put Everglades like all these Bronco throwback Bronco.
Are you burning up?
No, the phone will get hot.
Oh, okay.
I don't want it to overheat. But if they would have just put Everglades on the size thing, I think it would have been much better than just that big sticker. Or
I agree.
They would have did maybe it's a sticker option. Let's fingers crossed hope that it's an optional, because they do
the Wild Track wasn't an option, was it?
But they do it with Raptor. It's a sticker package you can buy for the side of the truck. So
Wild Track, you didn't have the option to remove did you?
I'm not completely sold on my own ideas.
I'm just asking you a question. You see what life is.
I know it's
life is like in the woods.
Right.
He doesn't want to listen to me.
What do we got, Kelly?
So Shocker Racing.
What's up?
Says, hi ATN, do you guys know what the order process is going to be for the Raptor?
You put a lot of money down, and
the one thing we know is that emails are supposed to come out tomorrow telling you where you stand, whether you got one or not.
Do you have
have
a reservation already? Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, we're not talking to each other now.
This is what he does.
This is what he does.
You hush back here.
So now I lost my train of thought. Oh, the word on the street is you'll get an email tomorrow to see where you stand in line. This one says call the dealership and bug them about where you stand in the line.
Well,
if it's coming from Ford, it's coming from Ford. If you clicked the interest email from Ford, the dealership had nothing to do with that email going out.
But you got to take in account spam boxes. I'm telling you, with Raptor, you do not want to miss.
I'm saying, if you don't get something, call.
I would say by noon. If you don't get an email by noon, call them. And guess what? What is tomorrow? Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Guess what? Why do companies do things on a Friday?
So shit hits the fan and they don't have to deal with it till Monday. Sorry for my language. I know I've gotten people telling me my language is bad.
Yeah, and then I need to go to
that needs to go
Alcoholics Anonymous.
No, you need to go Abusive Husbands Anonymous. Devin, it is going to. Devin says I laid into my dealership on a survey, but I hope it doesn't hurt the salesperson. So everybody listen here. If this is what we were told by our dealership, that whatever you score on them absolutely affects the salesperson. It can actually affect their bonuses. It can affect their payout, all sorts of stuff. But there is a section at the bottom that is free-form paragraph that you can fill out and say, hey, this is not related to the salesperson, this is related to blah, 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 and regurgitate everything that you felt.
Yes.
But do not hit the salesperson with that number.
Unless they deserve it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, unless they deserve it. If they deserved it, then absolutely.
And guess what? By that at the bottom she was talking about, I let them have it. And guess what? I got a call from the sales manager about it, asking what they could have done better, like, a little bit of BS in there, but they were curious how they messed up.
Hey, welcome, Eric. Overlanding for Fun says snakes on a plane versus snakes in the Everglades. Jay Zen says getting a Bronco or Raptor is now like winning the lottery.
Well, so you need to contact, I would even contact your dealer today about how are they handling Raptor? Because Ford, you just put in a reservation. Once again, Ford, when you buy your vehicle, You don't buy it from Ford. You're buying it from that dealership because the dealership bought it from Ford. So ultimately, it is up to the dealers on how they handle a sale. Now, reservations should be made honorable. They should be, hey, we made this deal.
Ram truck.
They, Raptors, Gen 3 Raptors, they've been all over the map with how they've handled that stuff. And really, since the Raptors came out in SVT form, the regular Raptor, the normal first gen, it was a mess. And it's always going to be a mess because dealers get greedy. But I would just, if you had got the email to answer the email, I would hit your dealership if you haven't yet. I would say, hey, what is your procedures? How are you handling Raptor? 5-minute phone call. You don't have to wear them out. And if you get one, I'm totally jealous, and I totally want to come review it.
Yes. YouTube Car Spotter's Guide says the decal would have been cool on the hood. I agree. I think it would have been cooler on the hump, on the hood.
Yep.
Instead of the side. Chris Barr says ordered a wild track in October and still no bin. Yeah. Just changed to OBX. Hopefully we'll hear something soon. Build out like a wild track. Did you have a reservation or did you just order in October? Would be my question. Because there's 1, 2, 3 day reservation holders that are still waiting on vehicles, and that was July 2020.
And cops out are everywhere out on this highway on 75 today. Everywhere.
Captain R3 by 515 says these 30K markups are killing me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, wait till Raptor. I'm telling you, you're going to see. If you get it for MSRP, that's awesome. But I think 120 for a Raptor at minimum, and it's ridiculous for what these are. I love this thing. These are nowhere near 100K vehicle. I'm going to go if I'm at that point. I'm probably looking for something a little more high performance, like a C8, something. Where I can use all that performance. And if you live in like maybe Southern California where a lot of desert running, or the dunes of Michigan, somewhere in there, I bet it's a blast. I bet that's a great place. But I know for where we live, there's nowhere to really use that thing.
Yeah. Tim Corday says, Dave, happy wife, happy life. LOL.
So true.
In other words, check yourself. Devin Heritage says, Mom and Dad are fighting.
We've been called Mom and Dad more than once.
I used to be the mom when I waited tables in college because I always made sure everybody got home okay. Yeah, Bronco 78 says, I'd hate to be customer service coming into work Monday morning and having to answer the phones. Yeah, I work in corporate customer service. Let me tell you, it is not fun after major launches of anything. But I can't imagine the customer service experience in the Ford Bronco customer service.
Well,
that would be painful.
Yeah, it's Ford in general. But they're getting a lot of Bronco.
Oh, he's not hands-free. It's Georgia.
You motherfucker.
You just dropped an F-bomb.
I almost dropped. Oh, he's from Ohio. It's okay.
Oh, he doesn't know it's Georgia.
It's okay. He's from Ohio. Okay. Let's see. We get more questions here.
Turtle Hermit says, I won the lottery with the Badlands 2.7. Now people are driving around 22s while my 21 is stuck in the shop. What are you stuck in the shop over? Stuck in the shop.
If it's a 2.7, you want to.
Oh, a bad 2.7, not Badlands 2.7. A bad.
I was gonna say, I can only guess at what a 2.7 issue.
Sorry.
We're at 3,400 miles in this one right now, and fingers crossed.
Omnipotent One says, I recorded my dealer promising MSRP, no markup. They better not try me. LOL.
Kelly, what about Ice Mountain?
Chris says just ordered, no reservation. So he just ordered in October. So it could go one of two ways for you. Since you just ordered in October, you could get a build next week. Well, it's not going to be next week because they're shut down on the 14th. But you could get a build in 2 weeks.
Or 2 years.
Or 2 years. That's there's just no.
We've got friends like John that's in the strip a lot of times. He's got a Badlands 2-door Sasquatch, white hard top. It has to be a hard top. can't sniff. He's a day 1 through 3.
And I keep seeing 2 doors drop in all these groups that I'm in, going, just guys, I ordered in October or November, whatever.
Somebody ordered one in January. You were talking about.
Yes, ordered in January. He's already gotten it, and you're just like, there's something wrong here.
Well, some of it is they have to spread these around equally through the regions, so that can be luck of the draw. The ones that kill me are the ones that are bragging about owning 2 of them.
Yeah,
Now,
like the guy this
Bronco Wild Outdoors has 2 of them, but guess what he did? He ordered 2 at the same time. It's not like he's not being obnoxious about it, but there's some people out there being super obnoxious about, that they've gotten their second win, and there's another channel out there that's bragging. They don't understand that they went and bought a big bin because they thought that was going to really help, which it probably did help their channel. And they ordered 2. And so they're whining about, my thought process is you've already got one. Don't rub it in wine that you haven't got your 3rd one. And there's people out there that haven't gotten one.
Their first.
So
in day 1, day 2.
Yeah, and not really crapping on those people because, they ordered what they ordered. But sometimes I think some people can come off as maybe not understanding how they're coming off as being.
They don't understand their audience.
Yes.
Jason says, if I win the lottery or if I win one, most definitely, I will welcome you to review it for sure.
Sweet.
Omnipotent Alone says the Hummer 8 EV for that price for the 120K.
Yeah, I'm still not in on that one.
Cigar Texas said a local reseller had 4 FEs under 150 miles each, listed for 100K plus, all sold in the last week.
I've seen in Michigan there's one right now for $89,000. They're all over the pricing. They're all over the map. Maybe some of that has to do with you're in some of that Texas gold money down that way.
Andy said my dealer held MSRP for me, but said all new orders will have markups because the Ford changed the allocations and they need to make money.
No, that's That's BS. They're making on this one here when they sold it for MSRP. They made $2,500 on it. Now they made $2,500 on that. Guess what else they're making money on? Financing. They get percentage points, and your salesperson also gets a hint of those. They get a small percentage of your financing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to ever hear that. I understand we're not making as much money because we can't get vehicles. But I never want to hear them say, "Well, we got to make money." Oh, you're killing yourself. Is what you're doing.
Devin Heritage says, "What are the origins of Houday?" I've heard 5 different stories.
Well, supposedly it started in New Orleans with I forget what they were saying. And during the last Super Bowl run, I think it was a slogan that was brought that they started saying Houday. Houday think they're going to beat them Bengals. And as far as that, who knows?
Go again? Sorry.
You get one.
Bronco 78 says, when is the wrap getting done?
That's a good question.
We talked to our graphics person last night.
Yeah,
or our wrap person.
Because I found some chips in the paint. So
yeah,
I washed this thing yesterday, and there's some chips on the side of it. At minimum, guys, if you can't afford paint protection film on the whole vehicle, get the doors done.
Yeah.
Get both doors done. I'm telling you, I thought about it yesterday as I was washing this thing, seeing nicks in it. At minimum, get the doors done.
Devin says, I'm going to order my second for her this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah, go for it. And keep us posted on that second order, how yours goes, because I am curious on these new orders, how they're going through.
I've suggested to people who haven't got a sniff of a build that are day 1, day 2, day 3s, go to a different dealership and order the exact same thing. A lot of dealers aren't even costing you $100 anymore.
Wow.
And see which one happens first.
Eric Jefferson says, yeah, my wild track got pushed to the 28th from the 14th the other day. Yeah, the reason for the 14th is because they're shut down next week.
Yep. So and ours was pushed.
Ours got pushed by a month. Captain R3 by 515 says, I ordered a 2-door and wondering if I should change to a 4-door. Thoughts?
Well, I wanted a 2-door initially, and I still think the 2-door, if you love the classic 60s Bronco look, I think they nailed that with the 2-door. Problem is, we have a child, and then we have a tailgate full of things.
Yeah, your cargo space is significantly smaller.
Well, you're getting good cargo space, but you're getting one less seat option. We have a 3-row in the back. You get a 2-row because the way the seating position is, it's over the next to the tires, so you get a more narrow rear seating position. Which, if if it's a fun vehicle, a play vehicle, this may not matter to you. Second thing is how fast you want it, because 2-door only comes in a hard top. We know the hard top constraints right now across the board, so it's made it harder to get. And 4-door better resale value, honestly. I think you only have to look at what Jeep sales are like, probably 85, 88, somewhere the percentage to one.
I wonder if those will compare. I wonder if those will translate over to Bronco.
Somewhat, they should be close, within 10%, I would say. But yeah, so 2-door is awesome for if you just want to go take it straight, grab it, go wheel the piss out of it. That's going to be your toy for the next 20 years. 2-door is going to be fun, getting you in a lot of cool places. Wheelbase.
It's like driving a go-kart comparatively.
Yeah, wheelbase. Kelly liked her wheelbase of her Xterra, and it was a 4-door. She didn't like the wheelbase of the Frontier. Guess what they are? Almost identical, except for the truck was a little bit longer.
Well, and the weight in the back is essentially what kind of does that. But to your point, I think more the question was from a timing perspective is what I'm guessing. Yeah. It was the question.
I think 4-door you're going to get. They're just building more 4-doors. And you get a soft top in this. I don't know how loud it is since we've had some mic issues, but
we are currently on the phone itself, not just us.
I assume we are. Who knows? But I'm very happy with the soft. I'm more happy with the soft top than I thought I was going to be with the soft top. Obviously, we have the hard top in our Jeep. Love the hard top in the Jeep. It's pretty nice. The panels, to take the panels out is pretty easy. But what do you do if you're in town with those panels?
You put them in the back and it gets scratched up.
In the Gladiator.
Ask me how I did it.
In the normal Wrangler, you do have a cargo area to do that with. But with the Gladiator too, the bags, we got the bags that came with it to store the tops.
But those are garage bags.
But yeah, you can't leave them in the rear of the thing.
Marta says, hi guys from Windsor, Ontario. Hello.
Sorry, eh?
Red Setter Farm says, do any of the parts come in through the Windsor or have a 2028 build or a 228 build? And fingers crossed there's no supply issues.
I'm not sure at all on that. I mean, there are little things that are built all over. Parts of this are built in Mexico. I would just say there are things that are built there. That's a tough one because I want people to have their Broncos, but I also want people to have personal choice on what they do with their body. So,
John says, "Wish I had the problem of my build date getting pushed back." John, I know we were actually talking about you a little bit earlier.
We were, John.
Don't even have a VIN and been waiting almost a year on my Badlands. Have you tried calling customer service? I don't know the conversations you've had with Dave. So have you tried calling customer service? I would almost call their, because some people are being successful with getting some more information. Now, again, having worked in customer service, it all depends on who you get. And probably on your bill too. But I would definitely say check. If you haven't already, call customer service and see. Kind of with that. JR says, do you think they still plan on offering color matched MIC for 2023, or is that moving out another year?
No, I think they're going to offer it for 23 because it's not Labastos who is building those tops. It's a different manufacturer, and they started building those tops, or they started the buildup of their plant in last October. So you're going in 23 models. You'll start seeing 23 models. The switchover is usually in August, somewhere in there to September. So you'll see 23s out by November, and you'll probably see by then. You'll probably see them.
Bronco 78 says lots of 21s on used lots in my area. They're taking longer to sell than they were a couple months ago.
And the excitement's wearing down, and then there's so many people who are over waiting. which is just, I totally, it's justifiable why you would be overweighting, but
Bronco 78s, but you get cup holders. That is very true, and I still don't understand it. Like, I still don't understand why leather is the only one that you can get 4 cup holders in your vehicle.
yeah, that's a miss.
You know,
That's a miss.
it's a massive miss. I know, Cindy goes,
Cup
what?
holders?
She doesn't have any cup holders in the back. We literally have our 2 cup holders. And honestly, when we were at Buc-ee's, I know, well, actually, we talked about that. So when we were at Buc-ee's, I said, let's go ahead and get a drink. I said, but you're going to have to get a bottle because you don't have cup holders. Like, the fact that we have to plan ahead for that in a $54,000 vehicle.
MSRP.
MSRP.
So,
I mean,
with taxes, almost
yeah, like
60.
that's a huge oversight in my mind. Tim Cornet says, I got a quote for a complete wrap on 4-door for $3,500. Is that close to what you were being quoted?
Well, I have special friends. So, and then honestly, I'll do some of it myself anyways. So,
We're playing.
that's not a bad price,
Yeah.
honestly. If they do it right. Now, what you want in a wrap, he's on. So what you want in a wrap, you want to make sure that they take the door handles off. They're professionally doing it. There's wrap companies I've seen that just, it looks wrapped from a distance, and you get up and you see all the cut lines, and you want to be able to take the body pieces off, do it proper, not just leave certain things on the vehicle. In good wrap companies, they're going to take 3 to 4 days to do it. So
Yeah, because they want to do it right.
well, they're going to wash your vehicle because they don't want any contaminants on the paint as far as anything that would, believe it or not, you see the tiniest little dirt speck and want to wrap.
Oh, and it drives you crazy.
Yes. So that's not a bad price, honestly, and I'm telling you, it's well worth the money from what I'm seeing on this one. We've only got 3,400 miles on this one, and I've seen multiple chips on the side of
And
this
it's
thing.
really only been city drive and 2 trips.
That's why you haven't seen off-road videos on this thing yet, is because I don't want the damn thing just scratched to shit from rocks hitting it and everything else.
Dan says, looking to upgrade 35s on my Badland. Will they fit properly without a 2-inch fit? Or 2-inch
Badlands,
lift?
yes, they will fit. With no rub, you'll have to pull the crash bars that are in front of the wheels, behind the wheels. They will fit, but I would recommend buying the little zone. I think it's like an inch lift. Silly easy to do. Coils, guys, if you've never messed with coils lifts, the little spacer lifts are silly easy to do. You usually have 3 about 10 millimeter bolts holding the coil on the top. You have 1, maybe 17 at the bottom. On this one, I know you have to pull the knuckle to get the coil out, but I think I could do it at home in half a day easily the first time. I only get faster when I do it multiple times.
Jubiliker says, do you think I should change my 2-door Outer Banks with Sasquatch order to a Badlands with only high package to get a Suter?
Still 2-door, I don't know that it's going to matter. I've not seen any rhyme or reason which model they're making more than the other. So if you really, and here's the thing, everybody, if you have your heart set on one particular model, don't give in. Don't go, well, I can get a big bend and it's not exactly what I want, or the only way I would give in is if you go to your dealership and they maybe have a used one or a new one sitting there that they're going to be cool with the pricing.
And you have it right now.
And you see it and you're okay with seeing what you see. That's the only time that I say give in. Don't change your order, because I like the painted fenders. I wish it was more of an option for ours, but it is what it is.
YouTube Car Spotters Guide says, how many miles have you been doing in this live stream?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I can look back. Give me a second, and I'll tell you.
What do y'all think I'm averaging right now? So I've been trying to keep the speeds from 75 to 77. This max speed I've been going. Let me look right now. Our average speed.
Our
average speed is 67 miles per hour. Is what this is off trip computer. But what do you think I'm averaging miles per gallon? You guys know, if you watched the last video, you know we hit 21. What was it? 21.7.
Yeah.
Which I've taken in the auto journalist community. I've taken a lot of shit for that video.
It's 84 miles is what we've been driving. Ish, give or take.
I took a lot of shit for that because they were like, well, you didn't properly do the mileage and you didn't drive it long enough. And I'm like, look, man, that video wasn't about really miles per gallon or too hyper miles per gallon. It was about, is there a difference in eco versus...
You know, and it's funny we bring this back up because I was thinking about this the other day. The other day I was thinking, you know, you got such shit on that. But here's the thing. Every day, day over day over day, are you driving 200 miles? No. People are driving, a lot of people are driving 10 miles. Some are driving 40 miles to
10 to 100, I would say.
Right. So, like, for me, we did a real life comparison. But I mean, it was still a real life comparison. It's not we're not looking at, yeah.
So what are they saying? What do they think we're doing?
19, 19.3, 17, or 18.5, 17.5.
So I haven't reset any of this. I'm not going to break this down like I did our last trip to Florida, where each trip we're averaging what. I'm going to let this thing run from start because we're putting a new bumper on this. So I want to know what we're getting going down, and then I kind of want to know, is there any difference in the bumper coming back? Right now we are averaging 17.4, and I think we would have done a little better, but in Tennessee, it's not loud. In Tennessee, we were at some points, I think I was in the 14s going up some grades, and it's kind of mellowed out to 17.4 now. But I'm still happy with that. I know in the day and age that people can get 40 miles per gallon, this is a big square.
Carrie said 20. Orlando for Fun said tree fitty.
I wish.
And Cigar Texas said, damn.
Yeah, you were a tenth off. And depending, we're averaging pretty good. I'm behind the semi, so we're averaging pretty good right now. How are you guys with the? I'm curious. How are you guys with those that have them? I should say. Don't mean to be rudely with some that don't have their Broncos. How are y'all with the dash setup in this thing? Raptor, I'm totally jealous of that digital dash. I think that digital dash is how this vehicle should have came.
I agree.
I just looked at the tach on this thing. I paid zero attention to that. You might as well just block that out. I would never know the difference. Where are you at with that, Kelly?
I don't use it.
Yeah. It doesn't do anything for me.
I don't know what their mindset was to keep both. It just doesn't other than a smaller screen, comparatively.
Maybe just something to try to make it look different versus knowing Raptor was coming.
Maybe. I don't know, but yeah, I don't use it. I don't look at it. I look at my digital. I don't even look at the temperature gauge. If I were just to look at the temperature gauge, I'd probably go through the smart gauges. I think it's a waste. You could black that out and I would be fine with it.
Yeah, which is what I said. Or actually give me more screen there.
Yeah.
Let me watch some YouTube videos over there.
Yeah, great.
That's the one thing I love the setup of it. I like the customizable stuff they've done. I think they could have done a little better.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for joining.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I think that.
Oh, Andy, don't worry. We don't drive too close to those semis. I promise you that.
No. Semis are scary.
I like the setup. But Jeep does a little better job. Where on the Jeep, you can move. If you want certain things to read the corners of the screen, you can change that. But the digital layout, I like it a lot. But the one thing I will say, so I'm looking at the fuel economy, the little circle. They could have done a little better with how that reads, as far as you get a nice average, but the tick marks are freaking nightmare to understand.
Not just a tick mark.
Yeah, it's the outside is every 10, or no, I'm sorry, they're every 5 miles per gallon. Sid moving something or something over there. But the fuel economy, one dial is a little goofy to me. What do we got?
So YouTube Car Spotters guys, what do you think overall of the 10-speed auto?
Love it. I love this transmission in this thing. Half the time you don't realize it's shifting.
Yeah.
Unless I get into it, and you'll feel it change a couple times. It almost, this sounds horrible because the CVT transmission is just no fun. But it's almost like that when you just don't realize it's shifting anymore.
Bronco 78 says, is the computer calculation comparable to when you figure the MPG yourself?
Yes, I think it was actually on our Florida trip. I think I talked about it at the end of that video. It was dead on, if I remember right, or within a 10.
But the Jeep, it was not.
No, the Jeep's been a little iffy.
We've not even modified the Jeep, so it's not like it was a modification to it itself. C-Skirts, Bronco. On the MPG, did you just use the computer number? I'm noticing mine runs one MPG over actual.
On that test we did, yes, I strictly only wanted to, because we weren't really doing a economy video on that. We didn't expect, obviously, if you watch that video, we did not expect those numbers. I guess, 18 and a half, and you said 19. I wasn't looking for those numbers. I wasn't trying for those numbers. That video was strictly, hey, will eco make a difference in miles per gallon? Yes, but ultimately I didn't care what the outcome of the number was. And we'll do some more stuff. We're about to put a new bumper on this thing from Lifestyle Off-Road. That's why we're going to Florida, is to pick it up. And I'm curious how that will affect miles per gallon.
Yeah.
It's more solid in the front than what this has. So does that actually help divert air away from the big brick that this thing is?
Sorry, we're on the road, so I can't always make out the names correctly, but Jeffrey Babb, I believe. Here again, another Bronco announcement, and Ford can't deliver the orders they have. My Bronco build date has been moved to the build date moving backwards now.
Well, unfortunately for you, is you have a build date. So any of these special editions that you may now be interested in, you're stuck in with what you've got. I mean, that may be a good thing or a bad thing.
Cows.
Depending on what you want. But
Sorry, we call cows too.
Well, they do. But anyways, we were talking about that earlier. It's mixed feelings on it. They have to market these things the best they can. They've got to sell as many of these things the best they can. They're trying to spread their blanket out as far as they can for what people will want. But Ford's never dreamed that they would be in this situation either.
I'll be honest, if they had, we did kind of talk about this earlier, but I think if they had expected this all to be kind of a shit show that it's been, or if they didn't, let me rephrase that, if this hadn't turned out to kind of be the shit show that it's been, I think these would not have been available to reservation holders if you would have had to have a separate reservation.
Yeah, no doubt on that. And they had even said at one time with Raptor that they wanted that to be a separate reservation, and I think they took so much heat that, Ford's brand guy, I can't think of his name. Esteban. He was kind of a slap in the face, and it wasn't intended to be. He did an interview with Bronco Nation where he was like, "Oh, this is it's in my book.
Let me find it.
I keep notes on all this stuff. It should be early on that page." Look, there's a quote. What did he?
I'm working on it. Esteban said, "This is a thank you to customers who that don't have a reserve build."
Yes, it's a thank you. Except for you mix in the fact that dealers are going to get a hold of these, and then it turns into not a thank you.
Yeah.
If Ford said direct sales, it would be sort of a thank you then. Everybody can, or you could, even a reservation holder can have a shot at paying what it should cost.
Devin Heritage says, "Are you getting rid of plastic or modular bumper?"
We have the heavy duty metal bumper. So we're dropping. I actually have a winch in the back of this thing.
Yeah, he told me to remind him not to forget it. yesterday.
So we're dropping a new Smitty built. I forget which I bought this thing in December.
It's on our. I'm pretty sure I put it on our Amazon link. That because you got it from Amazon, yeah. Yeah.
I bought it from Cool Parts, but it is on.
Oh, but I'm pretty sure I put it in the Amazon, so it's under our Bronco build, and you can see it on our website, allterraination.com.
I think it's a 9,500 pound winch. And with winches, if you're new to winches, always get
More than you think.
You want 1.5 times the vehicle weight. So that just helps you. It gives you a little extra power. And then a lot of times these winches are rated at 30-second pulls for cool down. So you got plenty of pulling power.
So it's a Smitty belt, 98695 XRC 9.5K Gen 3 winch. So it does have a synthetic.
Was that right? 9,500 pounds? Yeah.
9.5. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what else we got going on here? And thank you guys for hanging out as long as you have.
Yes, Overlanding for Fun says smash that like button. Yes, please smash that like button.
Yes.
Doesn't do anything other than help people find the channel.
In our mobile version, we have no idea if we have 1 like or 100. Who knows?
Bronco 78 support always seems to have issues for the first year or two on the releasing new models.
A lot of manufacturers do.
Jason Boyd says, y'all headed to the beach. I changed my order to a 4-door black diamond. Tired of waiting on the hard top. And M says, I want Kelly to do an MPG video. She drives like I do. Yeah, I have some driving issues.
Well,
but no, we're not headed to the beach. We're actually, no, we're not going to see the beach while we're here. We don't have enough time. We got to get back for some big game on Sunday.
Hey, it's a once in every 25 years, 30 years thing.
I know. So we're not going to have time to go to the beach. We're actually heading down to my parents today, in the Villages, and then we're headed to Orlando tomorrow.
Crazy Villages. There's a documentary you should watch on this.
Yes, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
What do you remember what that was called? It's a weird community.
I'll have to find it. For you. 78 or Bronco 78 says 78 Bronco was supposed to be released in 74. Overland for Fun says, how much horsepower does the winch add?
Right. Well, it's adding weight, so.
No, but that's when you add stickers, you add horsepower in the Nissan world and stuff.
Well, we're curious too. I know the weight of this bumper that we're getting, including skid, is I think 1 pound heavier than what Ford has on the heavy duty modular bumper, which is crazy. Normally metal bumpers are 20 pounds more or so than what the factory is. So I'm excited by that. Obviously, we're adding the winch out front, which will a little more weight, but we're excited what Lifestyle Off-Road has. If you guys haven't, check their website out. Even just showing some interest in their website just allows them to want to develop more products for your Bronco.
Yes, and check out his YouTube channel too. He's doing more how-tos on his than we are on ours. So he actually did the tow hitch install video on his. There's a couple other ones that he did the speaker install. So there's quite a few other things. So definitely check it out.
Which I'm planning a speaker install video. There's a bunch of good ones out there. Our buddy with Overland for Fun just dropped a 67 Designs video that was really good. Which is what's holding the camera up right now.
But again, we're not sponsored by 67 Designs.
That is true. I like to talk about companies that I really kind of like.
And I know people give us a hard time about that, or poke at us, but it's true. We just want people to know that we are honest about our stuff because
because I value my reputation.
And we will always tell you if there's ever been a sponsorship.
Did you guys see these?
Yeah, Goat Links.
The Goat Links? These are freaking awesome. I had them for the Jeep. Really liked them. And I thought that was really, really cool. And once again, they hit me up. They wanted to share a picture that we did. But I thought it was really cool to see have that little on there.
Yeah, your devil chick on there too. Lone Wolf 1904 says, may have missed it, but what do you think of the Spur fenders on the Everglades edition? I like them.
I like those
Way
a lot.
better than the Raptor.
Yeah, the Raptor is just freaking horrible. No, these. To be honest, these things should have came with square fenders. I like the fenders. Don't get me wrong. The idea of the round fenders is so you can shove a 40-inch tire under this thing with minimal effect. But I really do. I like these square fender looking better. And the Advanced Fiberworks.
You gotta find a bathroom fender.
Okay. The Advanced Fiberworks fenders, the square ones like that, I like those a lot. And if it wasn't such a pain in the ass to put those on, I would have those in a heartbeat.
But we'll get you one soon.
And I heard that Advanced Fiberworks, we've seen those at SEMA, square fenders they made. They're actually going to do a 5-inch fender, which is,
Too big.
I don't think it's too big if you bunch your tires under the fender.
Well, in some states require them to get the fender, so I get that. Devin Heritage says, Blue Hair Spring Break in the Villages.
Yeah.
True story.
Yeah.
It used to be the capital of the United States for a certain side effect of spring break.
Yeah.
Jason Boyd says, so if the Bengals win, Joe Burrow will be the third to win a national championship and a big game. All are jokes.
Yes, but he would also be the first to actually win a national championship, the Heisman, and a Super Bowl.
G. Williker says they say the Raptor won't take away from the regular Bronco production, but they could use the production line used for the Raptor to boost regular Bronco production.
It's the same line.
It's the same line.
So they have you see the line. They're running Rangers down the same line as Broncos. So it's not.
Yes, I think the reason they're saying that is they're saying it's not going to take away because you're pulling reservation orders.
Yes, and that's the only reason that they're doing that.
Jason Boyd says, well, at lunch, gotta go. Y'all be careful and have fun. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you for joining.
Jeffrey Babb says, I'm sure Ford will find chips for the Raptor in the Everglades while others wait.
Did y'all notice that the Raptor pictures, it has the digital readout for the AC controls on the controls still?
So it doesn't say hi?
Yeah, no, they're on there still.
No, I'm saying, so it doesn't say hi, it says 65 degrees or whatever?
Well, I'm sure to say hi if you put it on high.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. So I don't know if you'll see little changes about that thing too, though.
JR says, you think Ford dropped the ball not waiting until Chicago Auto Show for the Raptor or the Everglades? Seems all their new stuff is just being released over socials.
Well, guys, car shows are dying. It's expensive for manufacturers to rent the spaces to get the vehicles there. I mean, obviously Chicago's not too far from Detroit, but there's a cost associated. It's millions of dollars they spend on it. They're finding Toyota. You're going to see with Toyota, they only want to do their big reveals at their HQ in Texas. Why? For one, it's in Texas and the weather is usually pretty nice the whole time. Two, they can control it, like Kelly just said. They can control the situation.
Who's there, and they know who's there. They know who's going to release it.
Yeah, and they can fly in press cheaper than they can rent the spaces to. And there can be selective who they want there.
Yes. So they can essentially choose who markets what they want because they know that the message that they're going to give out.
Yes.
Rocco 78 says Lifestyle Off-Road is designing a tailgate table that looks like it will be good. Yeah, I'm excited to see the final.
We may see some prototypes of that stuff.
That'll be fun.
They're doing some test fitment on this vehicle too for some new product they're bringing out.
YouTube Car Spotter's Guide says, how are the seats on long trips?
I've enjoyed these.
Amazing.
I would compare these seats to the best seats I've ever ridden in was the Titan we had with the zero gravity seats that Nissan does. These are right up there with that.
Louis Aguilera says, I ordered my Badlands 2.3 manual soft top with tow package on March 3rd, 2021. I picked up my new Bronco on February 3rd here in Yuma, Arizona. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
He said, hang in there, guys. Lewis also says, originally had a mod top then changed it to solid molded, and then changed to soft top after court request.
Did you get the extra points for doing that?
Yeah, because I need to know. I still need to follow up on our points.
We've gotten some points, but we didn't get everything we thought we were going to get.
Yeah, we didn't get what we were promised for the hard top person.
From switching to hard top to soft top.
Yeah. Omnipotent Alon says, four thank yous feel more like a ha-ha trying to get your hands on this one. No, not much of a thank you if you ask me. They assume that people have more money for this special editions. But the Everglades is not more money, really. I mean, it's
Well, you're getting less, though.
Right, but I'm saying it's not a more expensive model. So
Right. You're getting more, but less.
So that's a good conversation to have. And I promise you, City, we're working on a bathroom.
It's coming up.
It's coming up. We're waiting on for an exit.
You get to see us deal with a child that's like, hey, I gotta go.
So that's a good conversation to have. So, like, I can see that being a reason why now that they released the Everglades when they did now, because you're dropping Raptor, which is high price, and now you're dropping Everglades, which is more of like the mid price. So you're having comparison of models. You're not just keep dropping these.
Well, I was going to say earlier,
models.
Car shows are dying, and Raptor. Where do you want to launch Raptor? The week of King of Hammers. It's Johnson Valley. It's where they proven ground for these things. Prime trip.
This is that guerrilla marketing, grassroots marketing.
Yes, and you're getting a lot of people, a lot of eyes that are specifically wanting that vehicle. You're in the ideal situation. Chicago Auto Show is usually the auto show for a lot of trucks to be brought out. Jeep's got they've got a 4xe development news thing they're doing with it. They're going to show. Past that, there just wasn't a ton through all the manufacturers that made me want to kind of go.
Devin said, yeah, his favorite seats were in his Armada, which are probably the same as the Titan, which I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
And then he also says, watching the Everglades video now, damn, that Snorkel is ugly.
Yeah, it's different.
I think your better option is that one.
Which one?
The one across the street.
All right.
This is the thing when traveling, when you pop in like little towns, you kind of go,
Yeah.
And I'm sure Andy would understand this too. It's like you kind of go, which one looks like they have the cleaner bathroom?
Yes, Andy.
If there's not a Starbucks,
you got to talk about that.
Starbucks is my bathroom of choice. Let's see.
Time for a couple more. We're going to do this tomorrow as well. I'm going to do a live at Shadow Wolf / Lifestyle Off-Road. So
Captain R3 by 515 says, what do you think is the best trim for the Bronco? It really depends on what you want out of your Bronco.
Yeah, for me, we wanted the front rear lockers. We wanted sway bar disconnect. And after that, and there was only one that does that.
So you really just kind of have to look through what you're going to use your vehicle for, because that's what we do.
Yep.
Different is what you call the ugly kids now, or gas station with no bars on the windows. Yep.
All right, guys. So I hate to run, but I gotta run. So whether it be 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, it does not.
Hey, Dr. Detroit, welcome. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Popping in.
So tomorrow around noonish Eastern, we're gonna do a live stream from
Eastern.
Whatever, from Shadow Wolf. And till then, this has been Dave and Kelly. We're out. Peace, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Maybe.